wasn't on track to be as tall as Dad, but being only 13, I hoped that could still turn around. I was starting to get some hair on my upper lip if you stared hard enough. Dad looked from Michael to me to the gluey balloon. "Well, looks like you found a use for all your grandma's old doilies." Michael laughed. "I'm sure this is what she imagined when she was crocheting them. Will you help?" "It's what I've been training for my whole life," Dad said. "But first, let me scrub off the dust." "Be quick," Michael said. "How about you, Jeremiah? Are you up for another?" I tried to look like I was really tempted by the offer. "I think I'm going outside." "To find Sage?" Dad asked. "Hopefully," I said. "Oh, that reminds me," Michael said. He stood up and started rummaging through a pile of papers on the hutch. "I know it's around here somewhere. No. Aha, here." He held an envelope out to me. I took it. 3 names in calligraphy: Sage, Raina, and Lisa. Sage was my best friend from last summer. Raina and Lisa were her moms. "I can invite them?" "Of course," Michael said. "But make sure they know to RSVP ASAP." "Thanks," I said, pulling on my sneakers. "Tell Sage hi," Dad said. "Ask her to save you from Michael's Pinterest projects." "Ha ha," Michael said, then started blowing up another balloon. "This summer, maybe the 2 of you will explore the other half of Minneapolis," Dad said. Michael tied off the balloon. "Or the rest of Minnesota." "You could start a new community garden," Dad said. "Or save another old man in need," Michael said. "Or just save the rest of the neighborhood," Dad said. "Or—" "Geez," I interrupted them. That's what life was like with Sage. Open, alive. But I snorted and held up the invitation. "I just have to deliver this." I walked down the 3 flights of steps and out the front door. The sun was bright. The wind blew until the trees danced in the park across the street. The park is where we always met up last year. And there she was, across the street, lying on her back on the green grass of the park. Her giant, curly mass of hair made a pillow under and around her head. The light glittered off her rainbow sequined sundress as she stared up into the sky with those wide green eyes. She had often done this last summer, lying back, naming the clouds that floated by as if they were a family. Same place, same Sage. Making friends was never easy for me, but somehow with Sage, our friendship practically grew by itself. She had 2 moms like I was about to have 2 dads. The Stevens Square neighborhood was full of what Dad and Michael called dinks, double income, no kids, which meant that finding another person my age had felt super lucky. She was alone, I was alone. Maybe when there aren't a whole lot of other options, it's easier to be friends with whoever comes your way. Even though she was the only option, I still really liked her. I never knew what kind of things might happen when she was around, whether that was going to be an epic bike ride along the Mississippi or searching for her favorite paintings at the art museum. I smiled as I started to cross the street. It was only then that I noticed someone was lying next to Sage, another girl her age. She wasn't alone anymore. I was. Chapter 2. There were many problems with the whole staying with Dad for the summer thing. I loved it and all, but it was also hard to switch back and forth between Iowa and the Twin Cities. Leaving all my friends for 3 months always made me the outsider when I returned in time for school. Sure, I could text them, and I did, but mostly texting them just showed me over and over what I was missing with them. 3 months was just enough time to be out of the loop about everything. And then, coming to stay with Dad and Michael, I had been away from them for 9 months and had to catch up. I had to hope that whatever friends I'd made the previous summer were still going to be my friends this year. Sage and I only had last summer together, but still, she was my best friend in Minneapolis. But now there was this stranger. The girl lying next to Sage seemed to share her love of bright colors. Her long skirt was hot pink, and her dark brown face and shoulders were surrounded by a purple head covering with crystals sewn on. It was a hijab. Michael had taught me